What's up, everybody? Today we did a mid-high skin fade. This client actually came into the shop and I had a lot of people ahead of him and he waited about 3 hours just to wait for me specifically. So shout out to him. Don't mind my friend in the back dancing right there. So we started off with combing out the hair, and then you want to go ahead and debulk the area first. So I have my number 1 guard lever open, and we're just going to take out a lot of that bulk first before we start our first line. After removing all that weight, we're going to go ahead and start our first line with our trimmer, and we're going to start just about 1 finger above the ear, and we're going to take that line and make it go all the way around to the opposite side. We're going to go ahead and bald everything on the bottom. We're not using an electric shaver today, so we're just going to go ahead and bald everything out, and we'll get this fade started. And I went ahead and sped up the process of the debulking and the creating the first line and balding out the bottom, because the most important part is the steps that you take in the fade. Every step that you take with the guards you use, the lever, everything like that. This part is pretty simple, pretty standard. It is important, but you guys don't have to worry about this too much. So I went ahead and sped that up for you guys, but I did give you guys the details on what I did. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove some of the weight first before we start fading. This is my number 4 guard open, I believe. And you want to be careful going around that part area, because his hair does stick out if it's cut too short, especially around that cowlick where he has his part. It might look like his cowlick is sticking out because it might look like I cut it too short, but I didn't. I'm just coming out and very lightly trimming at all the hair around that area just to get the weight out of the way so I can start to fade. But I did not take it too short around his cowlick. You'll see at the end of the video how it lays down, but you definitely want to be careful on hair texture like this. After removing the weight, we're going to take our clipper halfway open, no guard, and we're going to go up about a finger's width, and we're going to that's what we call a half, but we're going to go ahead and take that up, and then we're going to close the lever, gradually close the lever all the way down to 0, and use the corner to blend more into the skin. So the steps so far was the clipper halfway open, no guard, then all the way down to a 0, and then trimmer right now to bald into the skin. To fade into the skin. Now we have our lever closed with our half guard on, and we're going up another finger's width. Now I threw on the 1.5 guard, and we went up another finger's width, but this is mostly just to remove some weight so we can see the area a little bit better. Where we used the half guard earlier, we're going to go back down to that same spot, and we're going to do no guard, lever halfway open, and you can see I'm using only the corner to blend into that 0. Now we got our 1.5 guard back open again, and then this is to remove a little bit of weight. We're going to gradually close it, and then we're going to throw our number 1 guard to blend in between our half and our 1.5. Now we have our number 1 guard open, but we are going to gradually close it to fade into the half, and then we're going to come back with our half guard. half guard to get any extra hard lines that are in there in between the 1 and the 1.5. This is going to be my number 2 guard. We're not going to go too deep into that area. This is the calic area that sticks out, so we're going to go ahead and just remove a little bit of the weight, but you can see I'm coming out with it. I'm not digging too deep into the hair, because if I was to dig too deep, I would definitely remove too much hair and it would start to stick straight out. So we're very lightly using the corner. It may not look like it, but I'm very lightly using the corner and I'm coming out as I go up. I'm not digging into the skin. Come back with that 1.5 guard closed, and we're just going to keep blending more into the skin. And any other detail work towards the top is going to be done with my shears or my thinning shears. Now he's not looking for any super sharp lines, so we're just going to line up his natural line. We're not going to do anything crazy here to make it super sharp. So yeah, this is just to give him a nice clean look in the mirror. I really hope that my method of explaining how to fade has been helpful for you guys. If not, please leave me comments below if you have any other ideas or any other ways or questions you guys want me to answer on how to fade. But basically you guys can repeat all the same steps on the opposite side. The only thing different is when you get closer to the top is we're going to use some thinning shears, or I'm sorry, we're going to use some shears, possibly some thinning shears, just to make sure it blends all in when you comb it over, because as you see he has a comb over. So yeah, all the same steps, exactly the same way, same thing on the back as well. You guys just want to make sure you be careful when you get closer to the top, don't go in too deep, and then we'll just trim the top just a tad bit, make sure everything blends in nicely, and you guys will see the final result. Thank you for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. All you guys, I really appreciate it. Please make sure to subscribe. You'll be helping a small businessman. Also, just a little bit of clipper over comb action, but be careful not to go too short up high because his hair will stick straight out. But this is just to get some loose hairs that are having trouble blending in. Make sure to get the top of the hair nice and wet and comb all the way through it before cutting it. Make sure you got a good handle on the hair and you are pulling it all out at a 90-degree angle. Personally, I like to always start with the bangs first. Usually clients hate if it's like too long, gets in their eyes, stuff like that, but it's all preference. And if they do want it shorter or just a light trim, whatever, I like to start with that area first and then move on to trimming the length on top. This is the final look. My client was very happy with his haircut, and I hope you guys learned something today. I appreciate you guys for watching. This is a mid-high skin fade.